What up, though, y'all? Y'all are tuned into Table for Two with Mike and Cherie, the podcast where couples keep it real.
We're talking about love, loyalty, and those petty little arguments that start over nothing.
We're not experts.
Just two people trying not to kill each other while staying in love.
We appreciate y'all tuning in. If you like our content, please hit the like bell, the subscribe, and share to get notified when we drop new episodes. Just push all the things, y'all.
All the things. Now that we got that out the way, let's pull up a chair
and let's get into
it.
All right, babe. So what are we talking about tonight?
Well, do you sometimes feel small around the person you love? Have you stopped trying because it feels like you'll never get it right? Does your partner's help secretly feel like judgment? Well, it's not your imagination. This is called the child-parent dynamic. And yes, we are going to discuss this today.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We about to take a deep dive into this one, y'all. Let's get into it.
Okay. So today we're talking about a relationship dynamic that feels normal, even responsible to the person that's the parent, but quietly it erodes intimacy, attraction, and trust. It is called the parent-child dynamic. And we're still talking about an adult relationship here.
Adult relationship with a parent-child dynamic.
Correct.
So let me guess. we gonna get into it. We'll see where this goes. We're gonna see where this goes, y'all.
Excited.
So with a parent-child dynamic, like this is when one partner becomes the manager, the savior, the fixer, or the adult, and the other becomes the one being corrected, coached, or emotionally cornered, right?
And or the child in the
or the child in the relationship. And the damage just isn't emotional. It changes how the relationship functions.
So how does this show up in the relationship?
So one partner takes the parent role. It can look like they think that their way is the only way or the correct way, right? Attempting to oversee responsibilities of everything. Corrects their partner's behavior when they feel like they're getting a little off the rails. Tries to make their partner feel bad for not listening to their suggestions. But I feel like each partner should listen to each other's suggestions and come to a conclusion, but that's just me. Feels like everything will fall apart if they don't intervene. Also, they take control for the good of the relationship, at least so they think, right?
I put that in quotes, for the good of the relationship. So let's talk about where this stems from. The parent-child dynamic. I think when we're talking about the actual person in the relationship that acts as the parent, I think it stems from anxiety. It stems from a fear of things falling apart. And also, I think that person sometimes feels like if they don't do it, then it won't get done, right?
Yep, exactly. And the message you're sending to your partner as the parent is that I don't trust you to handle life.
Right.
Right, so I have to watch over you like your kid, make sure you do the things that, should be done in a timely manner.
Like a parent.
Like a parent.
Right. So what's problem number 2? Or let's talk about the person in the relationship that becomes a child because the other partner feels like they're the parent. The person in the relationship that becomes a child feels like they are being micromanaged. They may sometimes feel like they're incompetent. They might feel judged. They might feel emotionally smaller over time. The partner begins to feel shame, which shows up as second guessing themselves, avoiding responsibility to avoid criticism, thinking to themselves, I'm nervous to mess this up because my partner is going to criticize me, not wanting to answer a question for fear of being doubted. And a lot of times the parent in the relationship or the acting parent in the relationship makes condescending remarks. And it sounds like, you always forget. That's okay. Never mind. I got it. I already took care of it. And even when this comes across as a calm delivery, it still carries a hierarchy or that parent feel. So that doesn't feel good.
So let's talk about that for a minute. So you talked about second guessing yourself or avoiding responsibility to avoid criticism.
Right.
So if you're avoiding responsibility to avoid being criticized, because you will get criticized, like in life in general,
For sure.
right? So I feel like that's one of those things where you have to be kind of sensitive to, but at the same time, it also is kind of
A part of
a
life.
part of life is being criticized. In your job, you're gonna have annual reviews. They're gonna criticize you, or they're gonna tell you how good you did, some things you can do better, blah blah blah. But I also feel like you have to go about it a specific way, so as not to make your partner or the child feel bad about themselves, right? And that's the trick to it all, is the magic to it all, is trying to, convey that message to them without them feeling like a child or criticized. But it's tricky. It's definitely tricky.
That's definitely tricky. And the problem with that is that, and even when I know you referred to a job, but if you have somebody who's micromanaging you or who is criticizing you, a lot of times you have so much stress with regard to making sure you do everything perfect that you're making more mistakes than you are actually doing it right.
Yeah.
I know everybody's been in that situation before. Things that you never even thought about as wrong. If you have somebody criticizing you or kind of acting as the parent in the relationship or micromanaging you, then it's not going to be successsuccessful.
It's kind of like anxiety, right? It's kind of,
Yes,
makes
it
you
is.
anxious. Like,
It is.
I've experienced anxiety a couple times. Like I've been equating it to like test anxiety, where I took a test one time, y'all. And I had everything right on this test. Like, it was for a job, to support my family, everything. I knew the questions backwards and forwards. It was a time test.
You took practice tests, you did great on it.
everything, yeah.
Yep.
And when that timer went off in that classroom, drew a blank.
Right.
I knew the material, just drew a
Yep.
blank.
Yep.
So I could see.
That's what anxiety does.
Yeah,
And
for
that's
sure.
that's a lot of times the pressure you feel. Not that kind of, pressure, but when you have a practice of your partner asking you if you've done something and you might not have done it, then you're going to feel pressure. You might not even tell the truth about it because you just feel like, oh my God, I don't want to have to hear this person being parental. Yeah.
Or critical.
So you end up, parental, whatever you want to call it. So that takes us to problem number 3, cornering and emotional shutdown, because one causes the other, right? So the child in the relationship feels cornered because they have to defend themselves, and a lot of times the other person, being the parent, calls them defensive. They have to explain themselves, which equals being corrected. And then what ends up happening is they pull away or they shut down, which then they're called avoidant or immature, right? Which all leads up to silence because it feels safer than speaking. The withdrawal starts to replace communication, and the emotional distance starts to grow.
So let's talk about like how this dynamic affects relationships, the real cost of having this type of relationship, right?
Do you think it's going to bring do you think it's going to bring the couple together, or do you think it'll pull them apart?
I think it depends on the conversation you have to have about it. Like, we've had conversations before early in our relationship where we were like, we had this thing we called a flower and the gardener. I mean, what was it? Gardening and...
That's right. The gardener and the flower.
Yeah. So
The gardener and the flower.
sometimes I would be the one to
Be the gardener.
be the gardener in the relationship, which meant that, you looked out for the relationship. You did a lot of the
Heavy lifting.
in the relationship. And then at one point, you started being the gardener.
Yeah,
in
we
the
switched the
relationship.
roles.
We switched the roles.
And sometimes we switch back and forth. Haven't had a lot of discussions about it lately because I think we kind of just fell into the role where we both garden and sometimes we're both the flower, right? So that would be, I think, how you can level out that child-parent dynamic. But ultimately, there's always one person who has to step in as a gardener or parent.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of like the bossiest person or the person, again, who feels like life is going to fall apart if they don't garden.
I definitely feel like life is going to fall apart if things don't get done in a timely manner because there's always some extra stuff coming up. I equate it to having, you got so much on your plate on a day-to-day basis, and then if you have things that you need to take care of that you don't take care of, that plate gets piled up higher and higher and higher, and before you know it, you just shut down because you got so much on your plate you don't even know where to start. I don't like that feeling, so I like to make sure that I take care of things as soon as possible because I know there's something else coming around the corner normally.
Noted. And that's valid. Now, those might be things like business decisions or big things or, paying some bills, things like that. Those are definitely big to-dos. But things like, I don't know, putting groceries in the bag a certain way. That's not going to make the world fall apart.
No, it won't.
But sometimes when you
are you saying I got a problem with the way you put groceries in the bag?
Sometimes when you are the parent or you think you're the parent in a relationship, you feel like you have to tell somebody how to put groceries in the bag.
Have I ever told you how to put
You
groceries
sure
in the bag?
did. You was like, don't put that in there. And I'm like, so how do you think I survived?
I don't know.
Before you. Exactly. This is what he said.
Did you put the juice on top of the eggs?
I did not put the juice. I did not put the juice.
Commercial with the
guy.
I
did not. No, I did not. It just was not done the way that you felt like it should be done.
And that had to be years ago, bro. We don't even go to the grocery store
that much no more. It's just an
more.
example of a child-parent dynamic. And then one person feeling like you have to do it the way that they like it to be done.
I bet you was putting juice on top of the eggs. I would
never. I used to be a bagger. Why would I ever put juice on top of eggs? That's silly. No, you didn't like the way it was being done. And so you felt like you had to intervene. Anyway, that was some years ago.
It was.
But we're not going to dismiss it. It happened. Right? But
we're not going to live in the past. That's crazy. Like, back to the future?
We're not living in the past. We're talking about child-parent dynamics. We need to give said examples of
that was a great example. The bagging of the groceries.
Yeah, and so was your ones about like paying bills and like taking care of business. Those are biggies.
Those are critical.
But the little ones, they're not so much.
You can't have good credit if you can't make sure the bills get paid on time and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like those are big deals. Those things count.
Those are big deals.
Yeah, there's other things that don't count as much. But there's some things that are big deals to people.
Like whiskey and eggs. Those things don't count.
You definitely are supposed to whisk your eggs.
Or you can use a fork.
You definitely can't be.
You can.
You can actually cook an entire meal
with a fork.
With a fork.
Well, that's crazy, but
that's what jail people do. You use a spatula like a human being or some tongs.
You are.
Shout out to all my jail people out there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend nobody, but I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Well, whatever the case is.
If you're raised by wolves, you cook with a fork.
Everybody.
Don't cook with a fork.
Oh my God. You're so offensive. Some people, see, this is the parent.
What?
This is what
I'm just trying to teach people a better way.
Dynamic, see? Because the parent always feels like it has to be done their way. Anyway, what are the effects of this child-parent dynamic?
Well, both partners can feel frustrated.
Right.
One partner feels small and demeaned, right? This dynamic doesn't feel safe for either partner, actually, right? You can't feel safe with someone who treats you like a project.
Right.
You can't feel safe with someone you don't trust to do adult things.
And then resentment starts to build up on both sides.
Resentment builds up.
The parent feels exhausted and unappreciated.
The child feels shamed and unseen.
Child.
Oh, I didn't say quote parent. The quote parent.
Well, the quote parent, I would have did quotes for both of them, but I just, look at this, microphone's all in the way. But
quote microphones in the way. The playfulness that used to be in your relationship is replaced with tension.
No more laughs because everybody's angry.
Everybody's angry all the time.
Vulnerability feels unsafe. The relationship becomes transactional.
That's not good.
That's never good.
Transactional relationships only should exist between strippers and customers.
Okay.
Not in your marriage or your relationship.
Wow.
I mean, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I think we could have used something different, like maybe a cashier and
I'm talking
a patron.
About like human being transactional relationships. It's
okay.
That's something.
Well, transactional relationships are they're between business people, I feel.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a lot more
she wants to use
relationships.
business people.
I mean, when I say transact, like your boss and an employee transaction. Oh my God. Okay.
That's a transaction. You don't like it, but it is.
It is a transaction.
Yeah, for sure.
But that, I mean, we could have did a lot of different examples, like a contractor and a homeowner. I mean, something like that.
The same kind of.
That is a
I'm talking
transaction.
about as it pertains to like a relationship.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
what I
you're
was
right.
trying to get to, or the lack of a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, let's get into our favorite segment. This is when y'all get to know a little bit about us. The truth comes out.
Yeah.
So
let's get it.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Okay. So
You
I'm
go
gonna go
first.
first. All right, you ready? All right. She's got to answer honestly, y'all. Most of the time, I win these episodes because.
But there's no winning here. We already talked about winning and losing.
Oh,
There's no
everything
winning
is a
and losing.
competition.
If
What are you
that's-
talking
that's
about?
what you think. This is the problem.
Okay.
Who corrects the partners in this relationship more than they compliment them?
What? I was going to say me. See, you thought I was going to say you. I definitely do correct you more than I don't know
So
if
are
I
you the
think
parent? Are you the parent?
I think it's equal
You're
though.
absolutely the
I think
parent. I don't ever correct you.
No, I think
And
I
if I tr-
compliment
and if
you.
I
I
try
think I
to-
compliment you just
You
as
too.
much
You
as I
compliment me a lot,
correct you.
but you do a lot more correcting. Well, I think the question probably should have been, who does more of the correcting in the relationship?
Okay, for sure
That's
me.
probably a better question,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for
All
sure
right,
me.
For sure you. If I try to correct you or even hint or suggest something to you, you know what you say to me? You're not my mama.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true. Yes, it is. Don't tell me what my experience is with you. That's true. Okay.
All right, let's just keep on going. Okay, so
Who
let me.
steps in to help even when they didn't ask?
Guys, y'all know how it is though. Like we are built to be like, help our girls out and help them out and problem solve and everything. What I've learned with this one though, and I'm still working on it a lot of times, we a sucker for a damsel in distress. Y'all, ladies, if you want to get your man to show him a little distress, he'll come to you and rescue you. You know what I mean? We like to, be rescuers, but this one over here.
Superman cape.
Yeah,
syndrome.
exactly. Yeah,
Superman cape syndrome.
Okay, she just made that up. Anyway.
I didn't.
This one over here, she
syndrome.
likes, something could be wrong, and she is going to try her best not to come to me and ask me to fix it, even though she knows I'm in IT, is what I do for a living. She's going to try and figure out on her own
But I
first.
figured, because I want to see if I can do it for myself first before always calling you to help, because you get into that dynamic where you don't know how to figure out anything on your own. That's never good.
So
I
you
like
do
to
that
try to
for
keep
you.
us, I do it for my own self to try to stay sharp.
Oh, she does it for
And
herself.
then if I have to, then I'll ask you to come and assist.
So I am working on getting to a point where I don't jump to her rescue when she's going through something. I let her work through her steps first. And then after she works through her steps, if she comes and asks me, I'll help her. But one thing I don't want you to do is be calling no damn handyman.
Well, I never have to do that. I would never call a handyman because you are the handyman.
I know.
But it's not for big projects like drywall. We're just talking about very
I'm just saying.
small
I said
things.
handyman, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying I wouldn't want you to go out looking for outside help if you got to a point where you were stuck.
Right, of course
I
I
would
would
hope
never
that
do
you would
that.
come to me
I don't
at
have
that
that much pride. That's silly. Or ego.
Okay.
Okay. Who feels like their way is the best way? Ding 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 ding.
And is my way is the
Why
best way.
are you winning all of these? Who? Okay, all right, whatever.
I think my way is the best way though. Most of the time, I won't say all the time, but the majority of the time, my way is more efficient. I'm an efficient person.
Ridiculous.
I believe the straightest distance between 2 points is a straight line. The fastest distance between 2 points is a straight line. This one, she might do like this to get there. She'll be like, well, I got there. Right?
Because I just wanted to do it my way.
Exactly.
That's it.
And that's the most important thing for her.
That's really
the most important thing for me is efficiency.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to take the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Who feels talked down to but can't quite explain why? You.
I can explain why.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Because you're parenting me.
No.
You're parenting
It's
me.
deeper than that.
I don't know
You
how
gotta go deeper than that.
I don't know how deep it is, but these are just basic rapid fire questions. So we're trying to see who is the person we're trying to figure out who the parent is in this relationship and who thinks that, or should I say, who thinks they're the parent and who thinks that they have a child.
Who feels anxious when things aren't done their way? For sure. Again, like I previously stated, my way usually is the best way.
There's one more final question. Do you confuse control with care?
Do you?
That's the question for you.
No, but do you?
Do I confuse control with care?
Mm-hmm.
I don't confuse what control is. I know you care, but I also know that you have control issues.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. These questions should have helped you to kind of get a summary of what it is.
Yeah, I almost spit my water out.
All right. This segment is over. Now, how can this dynamic be worked on, Dad?
Well, let's talk about it, daughter. You have to shift from control to more trust.
For the parent.
Yes.
Dad.
For me, daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Rescuing before failure happens, you got to stop that. We just talked about that. I have to let her fail, which really hurts me to watch her struggle. But if that's
I don't really be struggling that much.
Kind of.
Whatever.
But
you're struggling. It's me possibly using a fork over a whisker when I scramble my eggs. I'm not talking about in the pan.
With forks.
I'm talking about in the bowl.
People.
That's not struggle. It's ridiculous. Now the struggle might have been the fries and the oil, but that's going back to
check the other episode, y'all. When she seasoned her French fry oil, crazy word.
Okay, that might have been
ruining the grease, bro. That was struggle. That was definitely struggle.
Whatever.
All right. Allow things to be done differently, not perfectly. So if you see your spouse doing something differently or not the way that you would do it, just go ahead and let them, as long as they get to the same result in the end, even if it takes them another 10, 15 minutes.
Maybe using a fork to scramble.
No, using a fork to scramble is a crazy word.
I'm not talking about in the pan. I'm talking about in the bowl.
I know, but if you don't if you don't whisk your eggs good, you have those like egg whites be over here, egg yellows be over here.
That's crazy. That never happened.
It's not like a good mixed up yellow egg.
That's hilarious. Never happened.
Okay.
That's never happened.
Ask yourself, parents, am I helping or am I managing? Am I treating my partner like one of the kids? Right?
This is what I've asked you before. I have to say to you, I am not one of your children.
But you do have to admit.
Stop acting like that.
Like sometimes, because we had an issue last week where I completely thought I was doing better. And she still felt like she was being parented. And that was the furthest thing. I was trying to be helpful. And I should not have been trying to be helpful. In that moment, I should have waited for her to ask me for assistance.
Because his questions don't come out as help. So, there's that. Sorry. All right.
She hates me.
What are some key truths? Reclaim adult responsibility for the child in the dynamic. The person who is the child in the relationship has to take ownership without waiting to be reminded.
Bam.
Follow through consistently.
Pow.
Speak up early instead of shutting down late. Not to prove worth, but to rebuild self-trust.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah,
those are helpful hints.
Yeah. And definitely take ownership.
And definitely be consistent and follow through. Maybe not so much procrastinating. I am a procrastinator. And he is efficient. So there's that.
Oh, babe, thank you. Because that was so nice. All right.
I don't have a problem taking accountability and ownership. Okay, go ahead.
Closing. Made me laugh. So in closing, healthy relationships are not a parent and child dynamic. Right?
Write that down. They are two capable adults choosing each other.
If you saw yourself in this episode,
that's not blame. That's awareness.
Mm-hmm. If you recognize yourself as the parent or the child in this dynamic, don't shame yourself. Awareness is the first step to an adult relationship.
Start one honest conversation this week where you speak as equals, not roles. Ask yourself tonight, where am I controlling instead of trusting? Stop correcting when you feel the urge to manage. Follow through without being reminded. Where have I stopped showing up because I feel shame? Growth doesn't start with blame. It starts with ownership.
Which role do you relate to, the parent or the child? Comment below. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know who's the parent and who's the child in your relationship. And also let us know if this episode helps you guys out in any way. Let's talk about it.
Don't feel ashamed to put which role you are because nobody's judging.
Yeah. If you're watching this with your partner, pause the episode. Ask, where do we slip into parent and child instead of partners? Listen without defending. That's where change starts. Healthy relationships aren't about who's more capable. They're about two adults learning how to trust, repair, and grow together. Stay curious, stay accountable, and
Remember, your partner is only human. If this episode gave language or something that you felt but couldn't explain, share it with somebody who needs it. Subscribe so you never miss a new episode. We're dropping gems every week. This is Table for Two, and we'll see you at the next sit down. Peace.